Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and in today's video, we're going to be looking into what's next in love for singles. So in this reading, as you guys know, if you viewed this reading before on my channel, we're going to be looking into the overall energy of your love life, what situations, people, etc. are headed your way in love, and of course provide you with guidance and advice on how you can best open yourself up to welcoming in love into your life. So let's get into our disclaimers. Remember everyone that this is a general reading, so not every message within this pile that you choose may be specifically meant for you. As I always say, if something doesn't feel like it fits your situation, simply just release it and let it go. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Please do not allow it to get you upset. Remember, it's a general reading. It's not a personal reading, nor is it a personal attack on you. I feel like I have to say this on this video because I noticed that in the past when I post this reading, for whatever reason, this reading tends to attract a lot of salty or just like rude comments my way. So please remember, you guys, if you're getting upset with the reading, it's general. It may not even apply to you. And furthermore, if you guys see something that's predicted out for you in a reading like this and you don't really like what's headed your way, remember that you have the power and the free will to create a totally different outcome for yourself simply by changing course, changing direction, changing your approach, even working with your own internal energy and switching things up. You don't have to receive anything that a predictive tarot reading is saying for you. You have free will, okay? If you did want to book a personal reading, all of the details on how you could book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are always a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal energy and your own personal situation. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. So we have a choice between 3 readings for today, and we're going to be doing a pick a color. So you want to choose the color that you're feeling, the most drawn to. So for pile 1, we're working with this dark brown heather shade. For pile 2, we're working with this bright green chalkboard shade. And for pile 3, we're working with this bright blue turquoise shade. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about what's next for you in love. For my singles out there, go ahead and select the color or the card that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you have made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hi there, pile number 1. If you guys selected this brown heather shade, this is going to be your singles love reading. So let's take a look and see what's next for you guys in love. So your color Mage oracle card is the color heather, and this says solitude and diligence. We have the message of ambivalent. And then we have the message of the veil. Okay. So this is just your overall energy of what's next in love. What I'm kind of feeling for pile 1 is, hold on a second, you guys, sorry to turn down this music in the background. What I'm feeling is coming up next for my pile 1 viewers is I feel that you guys are moving into a period of solitude. I feel that you guys are moving into a period of really trying to kind of ground yourself and take ownership over the way that you might be showing up in your love life. This can mean that you're taking ownership of the things that you need to heal. This can mean that you're pulling back or drawing back your energy in order to try to make sense of a situation, right? But there's definitely this energy of wanting to ground and be very practical about your love life with this heather energy here. I'm actually feeling with the veil card coming up here that some of you guys are really moving into like this reclusive sort of concealed energy where you might not be dating a lot, you might not be communicating a lot with love interests, because with the ambivalent card coming up here, this is just kind of giving me the energy of a person who is shutting down a little bit or closing off a little bit. This card also talks about figuring out what you want, right? You say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what you want. And so I know these cards come across really blunt, you guys. So remember, it's just a general reading. It might not be as aggressive as what the card is saying, because they are kind of like rude, aren't they? Just the way that they come across, very blunt sometimes. But what I feel is that you guys are kind of dialing back from a ton of activity in your love life because you are taking this next period of time to figure out and solidify and clarify what it is that you really want out of a relationship. With the veil being here, in addition to this kind of being about things, you kind of concealing or drawing back, the veil also talks about things that have been concealed coming into the light. So for some of you coming into this reading, maybe you have had some sort of revelation about your love life recently. Information that was hidden to you being shared with you. And because of this information, now it's kind of causing you to take a step back, right? Take a step back to reassess and reevaluate. But again, this card is talking about you guys taking this time to get very clear about what it is that you want. So the mystery of what does pile one want out of a relationship is being solved during this time. So let's just kind of continue with the tarot next and see what else pile one needs to be aware of with regard to their upcoming energies of love. So tell us more about the situation here for pile number one. Wow, we have the Emperor coming up. I'm getting an interesting message with this. Tell us more about pile number one's energy, their personal energy with regard to this situation. We have the Lovers. And tell me about any potential love interests or external parties impacting pile number three or coming in for pile one, coming in for pile number one during this time. People of significance. The Three of Wands. Okay. We also have Temperance here at the bottom of the deck, which can talk of healing. Temperance can also talk about things coming together in divine timing. I'm already kind of feeling like there's like a long distance connection coming up here for some of you guys. But if not, we'll get to that in a second. So this time for you guys, pile one, it's all about figuring out what it is that you want in a relationship, dialing back from certain things that are causing you distress, discomfort, that are draining your energy. With the Emperor card being here as the situation, this is all about you guys putting up very strong boundaries. And it's really interesting with this being Frankenstein, because if you guys remember the story of Frankenstein, and forgive me, it's been ages since I've read it, so I might not be getting this totally right, but wasn't it that the doctor kind of put together like these different body parts to create the monster Frankenstein, right? And so I feel that this is kind of a metaphor for you guys constructing these boundaries, but also constructing what it is that you're looking for in a partner. With the Emperor being here, maybe many of you guys that are viewing pile one are looking for like an ideal masculine to connect with, or somebody that's more of the embodiment of a healed masculine energy. Obviously, you guys don't want a monster, right? Because look, this is all like restrained. You guys remember like in the story, the Frankenstein monster could not really be controlled. And so this time period coming up for you is about setting those clear boundaries around what you want and restraining yourself from interacting with anything that isn't suiting your needs, okay? Your energy is showing up here as the Lovers. And so this is such an interesting depiction of the Lovers card, because I see here a woman in her bed, and here we have this like invasive vampire coming in to suck her blood, right? Because that's what vampires do. They're like leeches. They're like parasites. They have to rely on somebody else's life force energy to survive. And for you guys, I just kind of feel like this is symbolic to what you're trying to move away from in your love life. You guys, I feel, are wanting to move away from either a specific person, connection, or just connections in general that take more from you than they're able to give or replenish to you. Okay, and this may be a tough decision to walk away from. And I think part of what makes it challenging is that maybe for this group, you guys haven't been really clear about what it is that you've wanted up until this point. And so when you're not really clear about what it is that you want, it can be really hard to align yourself with strong boundaries. For others of you, maybe you do kind of know what it is that you want, but you continue to allow yourself to get drawn in to these types of energies that might not be really good for you. Because I think of this is just like a traditional sort of vampire. But the image of like the Twilight vampires are coming into my mind too, where it's like, even though those are a bit more romanticized and like good looking and all the things, like it's still a vampire. So maybe some of you guys have been making exceptions to your boundaries because you're very like attracted to this certain type of energy, right? Now, what I see here external to you, this is having to do with any people or situations of people of significance outside of the situation or impacting the situation. And for this, we have the Three of Wands. So for some of you, I feel like this could be sort of like a long distance connection. And maybe like the long distance of it all is what's causing the stress. That's what's causing the depletion, right? But for others of you, instead of this being more so about a person, I actually see this being more about you being future oriented and making the plans, right? Uncovering what it is that you want and then being very intentional about the action that you're going to take moving forward toward seeking out what it is that you want or attracting in what it is that you want. So let's take a look next at this Romance Angels deck for pile number 1. So tell us a little bit more. What's coming in for pile number 1? My singles. What is next in love for pile 1? We have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. You see, this person from the past, I do think is somebody that you've been missing or somebody that you've been waiting for. Maybe even for some of you, somebody that you've been really longing for. And they are at either a physical distance or an energetic distance from you. Let's see. Pile 1, what's next in love? We have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. This is very much echoed by the Lovers being here as well. Lovers energy is soulmate energy. So you do have a deep connection with this person. There's also this energy of passion here at the bottom of the deck, you see? So there's definitely this magnetic attraction that's pulling you in to this person that you guys are connecting with. So let's continue for pile number 1. All right. Tell us more about what's next in love for pile number 1. More info. We have romantic feelings. We have fated meeting. Oh, we also have toxic relationship coming up, and then we had this one fall out of the deck. So we have between the lines. Okay. Yeah, so this is nuanced, you guys. I actually feel that you're reconciling or connecting with somebody that is significant here. Because with the soulmate card coming up, this is a very strong connection where there are romantic feelings involved. That's very clear with the Lovers. And I do feel for you guys like, this person with them coming up here as a soulmate for you, they're here in your life to support your soul's growth and evolution. And soulmate is a beautiful energy, right? This is somebody who's coming in to help, teach a lesson in some capacity. It doesn't always have to mean it's your forever person. It doesn't mean that the connection is going to be blissful and perfect 24/7. There may be bumps in the road and things that you're working out. But there's this energy with you and this person of like, there's these romantic feelings here, but then there's also some sort of dynamic at play that's not completely healthy, kind of going back to this Lovers energy. And I think too, with this Three of Wands, this person may be a person who is also kind of, maybe not as, maybe they're not always as action oriented as you would like. I see here this fated meeting coming up. It looks like you guys are going to be traveling to see this person, or this person may be traveling to see you. This person could actually be waiting for you guys to visit with them. And something about the next conversation or the next meeting that you're having with this person is going to be changing this connection in a very different way. We do still have this energy of things being kind of blurred, though, with between the lines, right? So you guys are coming to the reading as a single, right? Because this reading is for singles and what's next in love for you. So as the energy stands today, I do see you reconnecting with this person. I do see things still being kind of in a gray area between the both of you, because there are still some unhealthy traits or unhealthy patterns within this connection that are going to need to be worked out. So I kind of feel, like I said, this next phase in your love life, you guys are sort of withdrawing your energy. You're grounding your energy. This group is getting really clear about what it is that they want, and making sure with the Emperor card that you are aligning with your boundaries and your desires and your needs and your wants in a relationship, so that no matter what this person says that they want, you know, you're very clear going into it about what you want. And I feel like with the veil coming up here, again, this is all about secrets being revealed, the darkness being coming into the light, right? What's being in the dark coming into the light. So I feel like in this fated meeting with this person coming up for you guys, some truths about them are also going to be revealed, because look, we have truth at the bottom of the deck, and then we also have the date card here, and then we have social media. So you guys might actually reconnect with this person on social media, and they may be asking you out on a date. And I do feel that you and this person are going to be getting down to the heart of the matter, of the truth of this connection. Okay, so let's see, pile number one, who this person might be. Some of you guys may already know who it is, but let's take a look. Tell us a little bit about who this person is for pile one. Who is this significant person coming into their life next in love? We have false flame coming up. Okay. That term may resonate for some of you. We also have nearby. And we have the energy of Capricorn. See, this is all about being responsible as well, which comes up in your overall energy too. There is a theme of taking accountability and taking responsibility, especially from your perspective, because ultimately it doesn't really matter what this other person's going to be accountable for. You, my viewer that's coming to this reading for guidance, also is planning on being accountable for yourself, right? So yeah, this person might be a Capricorn or an earth sign. Nearby, so I was getting a long distance connection for a lot of you guys. So what I'm reading this nearby to mean is that this fated meeting is coming very soon, right? Like this energetic exchange between you and this person is very nearby. Now, for others of you, it's a general reading, so there may not be anything about travel or distance being here, or like long distance travel necessarily. This person could be in your vicinity, but it definitely is somebody that you guys already know. And with the false flame coming up, maybe some of you guys have been feeling like this person could be a twin flame. Maybe what's being revealed to you during this time is that they're not a twin flame. But the thing about that is, like, these terms are all relative. We all sort of have a different relationship with what they mean. You know what I mean? I know that there are those of you that watch my channel that aren't even into twin flames, and there are others of you that are really into it. So I would just kind of use your own personal connection to that word and take whatever meaning means something to you out of it. I don't think we should get too caught up on the spiritual labels personally, because then I think it kind of like takes away from whatever the lesson is supposed to be, or it takes away from you being able to just enjoy the time with the person that you're with. So really intriguing, pile one. It looks like you definitely have some stuff to work out with a person that's coming into your life. So please comment below. Let me know what's been going on in your love life. Who do you guys think this reading is talking about? And what do you think about what's next for you in love? If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next video. And I look forward to seeing you there. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, if you guys selected this beautiful green chalkboard color, this will be your reading. So we're going to be looking into what is next in love for my pile number 2 singles. So let's go ahead and take a look at your overall energy. So we have the chalkboard, which reads, develop your destiny. We have giving too much. You are depleted because you give too much. You need a balance of give and take. And then we have the pumpkin. Okay, very cool. So just looking at the general overall energies for you guys, kind of the first thing that's hitting me is this group with the chalkboard. This next phase in your love life is all about being in alignment with your destiny and you really taking the reins on creating for yourself the type of love life that you desire. Develop your destiny to me suggests a very proactive sort of approach to your love life. It also is giving me the energy of you guys scribing or writing the things down that you desire so that it's very clear to you, right? And chalkboard is interesting too because it talks about lessons, right? When we're children, we go to school, our teacher writes on the chalkboard. There's lessons that you've learned. And I also think too with the chalkboard, we can erase things, right? So once we've learned something, we might keep that lesson with us. Maybe there's something that you guys have been saying that you've wanted in love, and now you're deciding to erase that off of your chalkboard, right? So there's definitely a lot of different messages coming through all around you guys creating the love life that you deserve and that you desire. With these 2 cards coming up here with the pumpkin and giving too much, especially with the pumpkin, this is all about protection, right? So like, in the olden days, they would use pumpkins and carve these jack-o'-lanterns as a way to keep like evil, negative spirits away. And so I feel like this is sort of what you guys are embodying during this next phase in your love life. You're practicing this ability to set boundaries and make sure that you're protecting yourself and protecting your energy, right? The orange of the sacral chakra coming up as well with the pumpkin. So for some of you guys, there could have been a tendency here to give too much of yourself too quickly, too much of your emotional energy, too much of your physical, sexual energy, too much of your creative energy to other people. And so during this time, you will be practicing the skill of setting boundaries so that that life force energy is protected. It's all about striving for balance, right? And so this is definitely something that you guys have learned. It's a lesson that you've learned or will be learning and practicing as you move into this next stage of your love life. So let's take a look a little bit more at the situation that you guys are coming into. So what's next in love for pile 2, please? What's the situation here for them? Tell us a little bit more. What's next in love? We have the Queen of Ghosts, which is the Queen of Cups. This makes a lot of sense. All right, let's look at your specific energy for pile number 2. So for pile 2, what's their specific energy with regard to this Queen of Ghosts situation? We have the Moon. Okay. And show us any person of significance impacting or coming in for pile 2's love life during this time. The Magician. Okay, very cool, very interesting. So you guys are definitely a person who has a lot of love to give to another person, right? The Queen of Cups is telling me that all sorts of different people are drawn to you because you are a kind, compassionate, empathetic, loving person, okay? You guys, I think, are the type of person that just wears your heart on your sleeve, or even if that doesn't resonate with you, once you feel that comfortability with someone or you feel that connection with someone, you're going to be there for them as an emotional support system. You can kind of see this little ghost coming up and she's being really friendly and kind and just listening, but she's got her pumpkin here in her lap. So I do feel that you guys coming up into this next phase in your love life, as you are connecting with new people or maybe a specific person that you guys may have on your mind coming into the reading, you are maintaining who you are, right? This setting boundaries and protecting yourself is not about shutting off the compassion and empathy that you have, because this is, I feel, a really beautiful trait that you can offer up to others. And when the right person comes along, they're going to appreciate it and not take it for granted, right? But you guys you're still showing up as yourself, but you're being a lot more discerning. You see she's holding the pumpkin here in her lap. So you're being a lot more discerning and being a little bit more measured and protected in your energy and how much you're willing to exchange with people right away, okay? Like, to me, when I'm looking at this, it doesn't look like she really knows the ghost that well. It's like this little ghost, which is giving me the impression that like new people coming into your life who you don't really know that much, where they're not that big of a presence for you, you're not going to show up for them and give them everything yet until you've had a chance to get to know them. I do feel for you guys with the moon being here that this trait of boundaries and protection may be a little bit, it just might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, because the moon is all about things being unclear, not really knowing where things are going and kind of feeling our way through things. For some of you guys with this Magician card coming up, I do feel that there's either somebody in your life that you continue to manifest in, or there's some sort of specific person that you are manifesting. If this is a specific person in your life that you're dealing with during this time, this tells me that this is a person who can be quite duplicitous, right? They're very skilled in coming in and talking to you and getting what it is that they want out of you and attracting your attention. And I think with the moon card, there's definitely something here about this person's energy that kind of, they create a lot of uncertainty for you, right? They create a lot of ambiguity for you. And so there is this energy, this concerted energy here of like, you know, this person's a little unpredictable, so let me just be a little bit more measured in how much of my emotion I'm giving to them. Because the Magician, it's like a Houdini. Now you see me, now you don't, right? And that's the vibe with this Magician. This is showing like a very traditional magician energy that does tricks, you know? So yeah, this is all about protecting your energy and protecting yourself through ambiguous, uncertain situations or people who are a bit unpredictable to you. Lots of water energy coming up for you guys. It seems to me like it's about emotions for you during this time, like not giving too much of your emotions to someone, not allowing other people to deplete you of your energy, your emotional energy, even your romantic energy. Because there are people that will come into your life just to have some sort of romantic exchange with you, and then they might dip out once they get what they want, you know? All right, so what else for pile 2? What's next in love for my pile 2 singles, please? Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. You know, I feel for you guys, like with the moon card being here, this might feel uncomfortable. Like maybe some of you guys are coming into this reading just coming out of a breakup or being used to having somebody with you all the time. And this might be the first time in a long time where the future of your love life feels a little bit like uncertain. Like you don't really know what's ahead. You're not really sure. And that can definitely feel kind of scary. I think the chalkboard is here because it's really encouraging you to start getting clear about what it is that you want. So that way it doesn't feel so scary, so that there does seem like there's a path forward and you're not sitting here in fear or worrying, being preoccupied over things, because there is this energy of divine timing worth waiting for. So even if there is somebody in your life that you're manifesting in or hoping to manifest in, just know that it's coming for you in divine timing. But it feels that this is sort of a skill that this group is going to need to master to bring themselves into alignment faster with who they're wanting to manifest in or the type of person that they would like to manifest in. This also talks about staying optimistic, right? So moving out of any negative patterns or negative thoughts about things. This can be also about like expressing gratitude, saying affirmations every day, uplifting your spirits about being grateful for the love that you currently have in your life, right? Maybe you don't have a romantic partner right now coming into this reading, but I bet there are other types of connections that are based in love that you can be grateful for. So I do think that during this time, for this group, staying focused on the positives and what you have versus what you have not is going to help you to call in what you're looking for sooner. It's going to attract that to you versus being in a place of lack. So what's next in love for pile number 2, please? What else? We have party. We have soulmate. We also have the player, and we have legal matters coming up here as well. See, the magician can be kind of like that playery energy, and I feel like this is a lesson for you guys. Soulmates are definitely partnerships that come into our lives to teach us a lesson. You know what I mean? To teach us something about our soul that may need growth, evolution, healing, any of the things. And so with this magician and the player, this is definitely a lesson in learning, you know, to make sure that the actions and the words are lined up, and to learn that you don't want to give so much of yourself until the person is showing up in a balanced way, that they're giving to you in the same way you're giving to them, and there's not this exchange of somebody being depleted or feeling like you're being taken advantage of by an unhealed person. With the moon and the party card being here, maybe some of you guys are kind of may have a tendency to move into escapism during this time as well. You know, doing things like going out, drinking, partying, you know, whatever floats your boat. I do see partying or a party of significance for this group during this time. But I would just be mindful with the moon card being here. This can also talk about escapism and not seeing things totally clearly for what they are. Okay, so pile 2. Tell us more about who is the most significant person coming through for them in love during this next phase of their love life. With legal matters coming up, this could be a karmic connection that's presenting itself that you have manifested in. Okay, we have the year of the goat. Tasteful, crafty, that's a magician, definitely a magician energy. Warm, elegant, charming, intuitive, sensitive, empathetic, and calm. Some of your traits coming up there as well with the Queen of Cups. What else? Who else? Or who is this person, rather, for pile 2? We also have Libra energy. All right. Ooh, hold up, too many. And then we have Taurus energy coming in to offer resources and stability. So there could be a Taurus, Libra. These kind of came out together, which is almost giving me the vibe that it's someone else that's around you for resources and stability. But there's a lot of people watching these readings, so the signs could just be meant for different people that are watching. there definitely is some sort of stable person in your life that's coming out for you during this time that I don't feel is this player magician person. To me, this energy is more of like a karmic that might be tied to the Libra year of the goat traits potentially. But it's interesting with Libra and legal matters coming up that those are both kind of similar energies, right? Or they both fall under Libra rather. But yeah, what I kind of feel for you guys is it's really, you guys may be connecting with somebody that's in this player energy, but the lesson with connecting with this person is about like maintaining your boundaries, protecting yourself, not depleting yourself because of like an attraction to somebody or feeling like you have to be there for them emotionally or whatever reason you would feel that way. So really interesting group too. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. How do you feel like this resonates? Who is this person to you? If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated once I post the next video. And I look forward to seeing you there. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you guys selected this turquoise color, this is going to be your love reading. So we're going to see what is next for my pile 3 singles in their love life. So we've got the turquoise, which reads spiritual empathy. We have fear of cheating. Not everyone cheats. You need to open your heart and trust your partner. We also have mischief. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is just your overall energy, so we're going to get a little bit more info here. So I do feel like what's next for you guys in love, there is definitely this energy of wanting to protect yourself, because when I think of turquoise, I think of protection. Like you're trying to protect your energy. You're trying to protect your spirit. There is like something about this situation that feels really playful, because mischief can be playful, fun energy. So I feel for some of you, this is about like learning to have a little bit more fun with your love life coming up here in this next phase. But I also feel there's a side to this mischief card that is making you feel like there's more like sinister sort of mischief going on, where somebody's not being totally honest or there's duplicitous energy afoot. This is really interesting because there is a message of guidance here around like needing to open up your heart and learn to trust more. But I feel like whatever you guys are going through, this might feel really challenging because maybe the energy of the situation feels similar to situations of the past where somebody has hurt you. So I want to get a little more insight here, and let's see if we can work through this for pile 3. Tell us more about this situation that's coming up next for them in their love life. Tell us more about this next situation in love for pile 3. Three of Pumpkins, the Three of Pentacles. Show me my pile 3 viewers' energy with regard to the situation at hand. Okay, we have too many, you guys. Please hold. Sorry. Pile 3 viewers' energy, please, with regard to this situation. The Hanged Man. And then show me any person, the person of the highest significance, or any new people coming in to pile 3's love life. We have a 9 of Ghosts. Okay, very intriguing energy. So I can see why you guys might be feeling a little bit triggered or a little bit unsure around trusting this person, because and I understand why you guys might be feeling like you are needing to protect yourself, because with the 3 of Pumpkins, the 3 of Pentacles being here, this feels like a situation that's going to require a lot of work. It's going to require collaboration in order for it to get itself moving. And to be honest with you guys, the Three of Pentacles for me, it's not always a very romantic card, right? It can show up in romantic contexts in the sense that like we have maybe a partner who we need to work things out with, put effort into the relationship. So for example, if this came up in like a love reading about you and a person together as advice, the advice might be like, go to therapy to work on your relationship, for instance, right? I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but the point I'm trying to make with this Three of Pentacles is that it's about putting in collaborative effort to get things back on track in the connection, right? To get things moving, to get things working again. And the issue that I see here is that we have two people who are not really putting in that effort, okay? I feel that you, my viewer, are showing up here in this hangman energy of really putting something on pause, putting the brakes on something, because you're feeling that there's some sort of energy here that is problematic to you. The hangman is when we sort of put it on pause, we put it on ice to reflect. It's also telling me, though, that for this group, there's a need to see this from a different perspective, because as this card says, not everyone cheats, right? So just because that energy feels familiar to something you've experienced in the past, it doesn't mean that it's the same energy that you encountered before. What I see with this person of significance is that this is simply a person who is really happy with being single. They're really happy with their own company. They're really happy with their own pleasures that they have in life. And this is a person who may come across as being a little bit selfish, right? Because they're going to do and work in ways that are more convenient for them versus working on things that are convenient to the collective of the partnership that you share. Okay, so far we're going to see, I'm going to pull more cards right now, just right off the bat. This doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a cheater or that they're mischievous, but what it does mean is that they can come across as a person who isn't going to do anything that might inconvenience them. They're not going to do anything that requires a lot of exertion or effort on their part because they're just content with being single and doing what they want, right? This is the type of energy of a person who would feel cool about like you coming to them or you putting in effort, but they're not necessarily showing up as the person who's going to be putting in a ton of effort just yet, okay? And with spiritual empathy coming up as the key word on this turquoise card, I feel like for you guys, maybe what the lesson is in this situation is understanding with the hangman that just because this person is showing up in this more self-centered energy, not even meaning that that's a bad thing, right? Because it's good at times to focus on yourself and your own comforts in life. But I feel like maybe the lesson here is learning that just because this person is in this more self-focused energy, it doesn't automatically mean that negative stuff is going on or that they're cheating or that they're doing something bad behind your back. It could just mean that they're just a little selfish, right? They're just more concerned with getting their own immediate needs met than putting the effort into a relationship right now. So let's just continue on and see what else is happening. Tell us more about pile 3 and what's next for them in love. What's next for pile 3 in love? Tell us more about the situation. We have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. See, there is a spiritual lesson that you guys are learning during this time with that card coming up. There also could be, for some of you guys, we also have romantic feelings. There also could be something about this situation where with religious factors, this can talk about when we're connecting with somebody who might have maybe different religious beliefs than us, maybe they have a different like culture or background than us. And so there's like, because of this, they might do things a little bit differently than we do, right? However, there are romantic feelings here. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And I do feel that this is mutual. This person has cups, right? So there's definitely something for them when it comes to connecting with you that brings them a lot of emotional satisfaction. And there is attraction here. But this says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So I do feel for this group that if you're going to continue to pursue this connection, this is really important guidance for you, right? About just being in the moment with the person, which kind of makes sense with the hangman, right? Like being in the moment with the person, enjoying the time that you share with them as much as you can. Of course, if something's feeling negative or making you anxious, don't force yourself to engage with it. But this is about being in the present moment and just enjoying yourself, releasing expectations or worries or fears about what might happen down the line. Okay, let's see what else. But I definitely continue to feel like something about the efforts that are being put in between the both of you might be feeling, I feel like this is what's causing you guys to feel like you need to protect yourself. So let's see. Tell us more. What's next in love for pile 3, my pile 3 singles? The other thing with that religious factors that could be coming up is differences in what you guys both want, right? Like, or the need to align on these things. For instance, maybe for some of my viewers, you're thinking about things like family, marriage, things that require effort in a relationship. This person doesn't seem to be thinking about those things yet. They're more self-focused. Okay, let's see. For pile 3, what else do they need to know? What's next in love for pile 3? Ooh, we have new love. So this is a new person for you guys. We do have the snake coming up here. Yeah. What else? You guys know I really freaking hate that card. We also have relationship coming up here. And we do have the energy of change here at the bottom of the deck. Very interesting, you guys. Okay, this is definitely a new person. Definitely a new person that's coming into your life. So hopefully that's a good thing. I know that a lot of you guys get annoyed when you come to these readings and it's like your ex is showing up or someone from the past. So new person coming in. And I feel like with this new person, you're learning to look at things a little bit differently. Looking at the spiritual lesson, understanding that they just might view things differently than you do, or they may operate differently than you do. I continue to feel there's some difference in like culture or religion. There's some difference maybe even in spiritual, like there's just something different about you guys that I think is bringing up some fear for you. I do see relationship here. So it's interesting that this person is in this 9 of Cups because I do feel that they have feelings for you, and I do feel that this person is thinking about relationships. Like they are thinking about commitment and long-term relationships, connecting with you. But there might just be something about the situation that feels a little off for some of you guys with the snake coming up. I really want more info on that snake because I'm not clear. Let's see if we can get clarity on the snake. Oh, you know what it is? I think I know what it is, but let's see. Tell us more about the snake. Surrender. There's something that's like about change that I'm feeling with the snake. Because if you guys remember before, on the bottom of the deck was the change card. So snakes don't always have to mean anything negative, right? I know that a lot of people have a fear of snakes, myself included. Like I'm not going near one. I'll watch them on TV, or that's about it. Okay. I'm keeping a safe distance. But snakes can be symbolic of a lot of things. In this instance, I feel that the snake is symbolic of change because if you think about it, you guys, a snake periodically sheds its skin. And it's shedding its skin because it has grown. It's outgrown its old skin. And from what I've learned from watching YouTube and learning about snakes in the past, sometimes when a snake is shedding its skin, it's hard for it to see clearly out of its eyes because the skin over top of the eyes actually gets really cloudy And so it can actually cause the snake to be like a little bit defensive or reactive because it can't really see until it sheds its skin and that cap comes off of the eye. Okay. And so I kind of feel like you guys at this next phase in your love life are need to surrender to a change. I think there's a need to surrender to this energy of needing to know all the facts. There's a need to surrender to, you know, being comfortable in just enjoying the moment and trusting the process. And just because you can't see it clearly yet, it doesn't necessarily mean there's anything negative or mischievous going on. It just might be that you're moving through a growing pain or a period of growth where you're shedding old skin, learning a lesson, maybe shedding an old lesson. And once that is shed, that skin is shed, you're able to see it clearly. That's why you have this hangman energy, because I think that you guys know going into this that there's something about it that you need to see and view from a new and different perspective. Okay. So it makes sense because turquoise is about protection. We see the snake that's here in this very like protective sort of stance where it's kind of, you know, curled up, keeping itself hidden, keeping itself warm, and surrendering. The hangman is also about surrendering and just kind of putting in the little bit of effort as you reciprocate with this person and just seeing where things go. Going back to this person, though, with the 9 of Ghosts in the relationship, the 9 of Cups is kind of a more self-focused energy, for sure. But I also kind of feel that for this person, you might actually be like a wish fulfilled. And it's very rare to me that I ever really interpret the 9 of Cups in that way. But there is something that this person feels around you. Like this is a very satisfying connection to them. Like they really enjoy connecting with you. They feel that they're getting their emotional needs met. They may still need to work on the way that they put effort into the relationship. But for you, it's like they think of this connection with the relationship card here as like a wish fulfilled. This is so interesting, pile 3. So we're going to use this little deck right here just to try to uncover who this person is for you. So tell us more for pile 3. Who is this person? Who's coming in for them? Coming in to offer resources and stability. I almost wonder for some reason if this is the type of person, because we also had finances here at the bottom of the deck, okay? I wonder for you guys if this is like the type of person who, with the 9 of Cups, is into like really shower you with like lavish gifts and things like that. You know, like things that you're just not accustomed to. Maybe it's different. Like maybe their upbringing was different where this is how they show love. Maybe their culture is different because they seem to be coming in to offer resources, whether it be money or gifts or something where they're wanting to support you. Let's see what else. Who is this person for pile 3? We have the Year of the Dog. Loyal, sociable, courageous, diligent, steady, lively, adaptable, honest, and smart. Who is this person for pile 3? We also have the Year of the Rat coming up here. Intelligent, adaptable, resourceful, quick-witted, charming, artistic, and sociable. So this person definitely seems to be a social butterfly. I don't know why, but I want to pull one more for you guys. Who is this person? We also have fleeting coming up here. So this could be a shorter lived connection. But then we have Capricorn here at the bottom. So we've got a lot of indication that this person is quite stable. But this might actually end up being something that's a little bit shorter lived for you guys. And I'm wondering for you if the reason why it might be shorter lived is because you guys might actually be the ones to put it on ice with the Hanged Man being here. There's something about it that's uncomfortable for you for sure. Now, I'm not really seeing any like really glaring red flags other than this person maybe having the tendency of being a little bit self-focused at times. Like, it doesn't seem that this person has ill will toward you at all. In fact, they seem like someone that wants to come in and be supportive and helpful to you. But you guys with this Hangman, I think, might be the ones to kind of put this on ice. And this is as the energy stands right now. I think you guys might be the ones to kind of cut it short, put this on ice. Hence why we have this fleeting energy here. So it's interesting, right? Because with the Three of Pentacles being the situation, what this is saying is that in order for this to continue to progress, both people are going to have to be willing to put in the work, right? And so we've got two people here that are kind of leaned back. This person has, it's like you guys have the hands behind the back. This person has the hands folded in the front. I feel like you're going to be able to very clearly see this person's intentions when you connect with them because they're showing their hands, which is making me feel like they're showing their hand, right? They're showing you what they're about. So something about it might just make you feel a little bit uneasy and you're like, let me just pull back on this and just observe for a few minutes or for a few days or a few months or whatever before I make my mind up around whether or not I want to move into this. So really interesting pile 3. I know that I've rambled on a lot. I am definitely really excited to hear from you guys and let me know, how does this resonate? How do you feel this aligns with what you've been going through in your love life? Do you guys think you know who this person might be? Please comment below. Let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated once I post the next reading. And I do look forward to seeing you then. Bye.